Do you believe that the beauty industry is truly the best industry in the world and that it actually changes lives? Because if you do, you're going to want to watch today's show and see how you can impact more people, all by watching or listening to today's episode. Let's do it. Salon owners are some of the most amazing people on planet Earth. The only problem is sometimes their hearts are so big and they give so much of themselves to their staff and guests that it creates unintended consequences. Our goal is to change the industry by elevating the way the rest of the world sees salons, spas, and barbershops and give it the credibility that it truly deserves. This is the Salon Owner Evo Revo Show. Today's podcast is brought to you by Salon Scale, allowing you to charge by what you know, not by what you feel. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's show. I'm Jason, and with me, as always, is Doug Campbell. What's up, Doug?
How's it going?
Dude, good to have you on today. Super pumped. And today we're talking to somebody we met. Gosh, it was pre-pandemic. It was before everything was locked down. We actually got to meet. We were just joking about this. It was one of the last big live events that we had done in 2020. I'd like to welcome to the show somebody who is doing incredible things for the industry. She's out and is on straight mission purpose for what we talk about. Doug and I have talked about since the very beginning. Our mission is to elevate the world's perception of the salon and spa industry. And as we've said that more and more, people are like, you got to meet this gal. She runs an incredible organization. You need to know each other. And please welcome to the show, Lauren from Beauty Changes Lives. What's going on, Lauren Conway?
Hello. Thanks for having me today.
Super good. And I am so glad. I'm going to completely blame Jill Cron for forcing us to talk to each other, not against our will or anything, but she was like, you guys have to meet. She's a big supporter of what you do over Beauty Changes Lives. And if you guys have ever heard of Beauty Changes Lives, do me a favor and say, I have in the chat. If it's new to you, if you're like, I don't even know what Beauty Changes Lives is, it's a brand new thing, I have no clue what it is, do me a favor and say new in the chat, because I want to know. And I think the big thing that we can do with you today, Lauren, is let people know about your amazing organization, because you guys have done some incredible things for the industry. You have absolutely changed how people see the industry, and just on purpose for the same mission that Doug and I have. So just really glad to have you on. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah. So a couple things. First of all, you guys create scholarships, right? You create scholarships for people in the salon and spa industry. How many scholarships, either full or partial, how many scholarships have you guys actually funded to date?
To date, we are rounding just about 660.
That's a lot of scholarships, people. That's a lot of people. What other sort of things, like how long have you guys been around? Tell us about how you got started. Let's start there, and then we'll chat about more of the organization.
Sounds good. So we are Beauty Changes Lives. We believe 100% that beauty careers change lives, and that we change lives with our clients. So we are actually just rounding our 10-year anniversary. Next year will be 10 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Scholarships are the heart of what we do. It's the reason that most people have heard of us. We started very, very small, and to date, this year, we're having one of our biggest scholarship seasons ever. We will be giving out close to $500,000.
Come on.
Need a few more donors to get me over that mark. But so that is really, really exciting. We're actually in the midst of one of our largest scholarship seasons ever. Right now, we'll have 21 different awards and close to $105,000 given out just in this 3-month span. So we're really exciting to be seeing so many different companies donating to scholarships.
Yeah, that's awesome. And by the way, if you want to get more information, you can go on to beautychangeslives.org to get more information about how their company works, what they can do. Because look, whether you want to support the organization or support what it is they're doing, or you just want to find out more about it, I think that they deserve a huge mountain of credit, just because, I think sometimes in this industry, if I'm really honest, sometimes people want to get involved in this industry, but then somebody around them can talk them out of it, right? Mm-hmm. Is they go like, well, if you can't get into a real school, then maybe you can go and start your career in the beauty industry, or like, are you sure that's what you want to do? Like, it kind of it can have a stigma to it in the industry. And I mean, look, I know people who make 6 figures plus in this industry all day, every day. And I think it's one of the greatest industries that exists. However, that's not everybody's perspective. Doug, what's your thoughts on some of this?
Well, I think, part of that same thing is when you go into the parent says, I'll pay for regular college, I'll pay for this,
Yeah,
to try to
totally.
manipulate them into going down a road that they really don't want to go down. But the parent, best intention in the world, I really believe this is better for you, is because we've done a poor job of inside the industry of saying what an amazing industry this is. That's one of our missions as the Academy, is changing the way that people perceive it. But I think this is a great tool, because now with this, if their family says, we're not going to support you there, we'll support you in regular college, but not in beauty school. And now then they've got a resource here where they can actually apply for a scholarship and be able to get themselves through, or at least get themselves started in a career in school. So I think that's just another aspect of, if there is no other option, or the option that you had isn't willing to pay for this option, you put power in their hands to be able to get their own option. So on that thing, what are the criteria, just a general criteria for who would be eligible for your scholarships?
Sure, I'll speak to that in a minute. But maybe before I do, I will just reiterate what you said, Doug. We have so many people apply for our scholarships who say, this is my only chance. My dad doesn't support this dream. My high school counselor steered me away from this over and over and over again. We have people who went the traditional four-year education route and are working as nurses, CPAs, a gemologist, police officers, who, sort of took these routes that people told them were the right choice for them, and are finally, really moving forward with the confidence and courage to follow their dreams. And those are the people that we see be the most successful in this industry. So our scholarships are, sorry, did you have something to say?
Oh, I was just, I was mming at you.
Okay.
I was saying,
So in terms of eligibility, we have scholarships open for all of the different disciplines. So nails, aesthetics, cosmetology, and barbering. So whatever licensure program someone is pursuing, we've got a program for them. We require that they have identified a school that they want to go to and have been accepted. So they don't have to be enrolled. We know that takes deposits and fees, and we can help with that. But we do want them to sort of have taken that first step in identifying where they want to go.
Nice.
So that's the main one. They've gotten accepted to a school, they're ready to go, and then they go through your application process. And if they are chosen, then let's go and get it done, right?
Yep, absolutely.
That's pretty awesome. Now, tell me about this, because I think I don't know that you said exactly this question, but I did ask you like 6 questions at the same time. Totally my fault. How did you guys get started? Why did you guys get started?
So we were actually founded by Linnell Lynch, who is a school owner in California, Robert Passage, who is the CEO and chairman of Pivot Point, an educational company, and Jan Arnold, the founder and now creative director for C&D. And they had all been very, very involved in the school industry and heard stories, very similar to what we were just talking about. People who were not being supported in their decision to pursue beauty as a career. These are 3 people who, have been a part of the industry for decades and knew and understood what an amazing career opportunity it is. And that's really how we were founded, through people who, shared your mission wholeheartedly and wanting to let people know that this can be and is a very sustainable career option. You can make a living, you can build your own schedule, and you can help people and touch lives in the process.
Now, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, and I think you said this to me, so I might be getting myself in trouble by saying this. Is it okay if I walk on the dangerous side for a second?
Yeah.
You said something, I think this was you who said this. If not, you can completely deny it. You said something that was really powerful to me, is that high school guidance counselors are financially incentivized to send people to 4-year schools, and they are not financially incentivized to send people to trade schools, beauty schools, etc. Is that accurate? Can you say that, or did I just blow the lid off the whole thing?
It's really close, but it's actually a little bit bigger than that, because it's not just high school counselors, it's schools. So we know that the public school system receives their funding based on their percentage of students that go into a 4-year degree.
A 4-year college.
Yeah, 4-year college degree. So when
they're incentivized to only push people to 4-year schools. Because like, look, if we don't get more people into 4-year colleges, we're not going to get our funding. So therefore, that's why at a very early level, people get chastised for choosing something other than a 4-year college.
Yeah. So, you know,
Brutal.
we hear stories of that over and over again. And we've actually worked really hard to build a relationship with the Association of High School Counselors. So we attend their events regularly, sure. And I'm there, you know, sort of shining a light on what a big industry this is, because a lot of them don't have an idea of all of their career possibilities.
I mean, I just feel like, I mean, Doug, I don't know about you, but like, I just feel like once you know that and you understand the game is rigged against you, do you know what I mean? Is like, it starts with people saying, well, I'm financially incentivized to talk about this thing instead of talk about that thing. Like, you automatically know why the perception of being considered a second-class citizen sort of job starts super early, because, well, why would the high school guidance counselor? Because, you know, these people, no offense to all you high school guidance counselors who are going to write in and say, Jason, you're a horrible person. And by the way, I've worked with a lot of those. They're great people. But like, the problem is you got to follow the money. If they're financially incentivized to push you one way over another, well, then they're not necessarily sitting there going, well, what's the best career for you? They're sitting there, well, what's the best career for you that fits into this 4-year education route? Not like, were you meant to be a hairdresser? Have you been cutting your Barbie's hair since you were 2 years old? And, you know, been doing your friend's hair for prom and blah, you know, all these other things. Doesn't really matter. Let's go get a nursing job and let's use that as a fallback just in case it doesn't work out. You know what I mean? Like, that's a crazy thing.
Well, I think also, I mean, to defend them a little bit, is when they look at the reporting numbers, and that's one of the problems that we've got in this industry, is that the income's so underreported that it's not even funny.
Totally.
I think in the state of Florida, it says if you're going to become a cosmetologist, it's going to be $24,000 a year. Well, what guidance counselor or what parents are going to encourage them to go into a $24,000 a year job? And that's our entry level, first level people make more than $24,000 a year in their very first year in the industry. We have multiple people that make 6 figures. So I think that's one of the things of getting the information out there to counsel everybody else. Like the real numbers is, if you follow the career correctly, you can make, you know, between $80,000 and $120,000. Very realistic within 5 years of graduating. It makes sure you're in the right path.
Which is awesome. Which is awesome for going to school for not 4 years.
That's based on 35 hours a week, taking 5 weeks vacation. I mean, you can do it with those numbers and have flexibility for when you have children or other things. You know, you've got the flexibility built into it. Yeah. It's amazing. So I think part of the thing is getting the scholarships out there, but with the scholarships, the education for people to understand what's truly possible in this career, in this career field. So yeah, I think it's to your point, the more that we can supply, that we can solve the dollars entry level thing, because they're not getting support in other areas because of this misinformation. The more funding that we can get going to organizations like yours, that give people the opportunity that because a lot of times in this industry, you know it, we've had people that have gone and got the 4-year degree and all that stuff. It's like, I was never happy. You know, I did that thing. It's like the only thing that was going to make me happy. You know, we've had some that started their career when they were 30 years old, started going to beauty school when they were 30 years old, because that was the thing that was going to make them happy. So what I love about this is it gives them that opportunity. And the thing is, we got to fund things like this more so that we are removing that barrier, because like, well, I would love to, but I can't afford to do that on my own. So
yeah. By the way, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, chatting with Lauren Conway, I want to talk about making your mark, how people can get involved. Let's chat about that, but we have to take a quick commercial break. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Hey, HPSA listeners, let me ask you this. Are you tired of not knowing what your hair color is costing you on every appointment and watching it chew up your profit? Well, with Salon Scale, we take the guesswork out for you. Using a mobile app paired with a Bluetooth scale, Salon Scale will tell you exactly what your color is costing you on every bowl mix down to the gram. As you mix, Salon Scale will also digitally store your formulas and track how much product is being used in real time, so you can manage your inventory, cover your expenses, and generate more profit in your salon. Use promo code HPSA10 to get 10% off an annual subscription. Salon Scale, the new standard for mixing color.
Welcome back. We are chatting with Lauren Conway from beautychangeslives.org, chatting about how she is working with an entire group of amazing people to help fund scholarships that are sponsored by brands all over the country and just from regular salon owners just like you that are looking to change the industry. And if you've ever been, if you've ever tried to figure out if there's a way that you can help the industry, this is the way to do it. Lauren, talk to us about It's Time to Make Your Mark, what that campaign is about, and how that helps the industry.
Absolutely. So, Make Your Mark is a campaign that really is our answer to all of the things that we were just speaking about. So it's our first look sort of outside of the beauty industry, facing consumers. So the goal of this campaign is to let parents, let people who are, 13 to 18 and really starting to figure out where they want to go with their career, let high school counselors know all about all of the amazing things within a beauty career. So we have a dedicated site. It's timetomakeyourmark.com, where we highlight different people in the industry. So people of all of the different disciplines, salon owners, people who are working behind the chair, people who have started nonprofits within the industry.
So awesome.
And the goal is really just to let people know about all of the possibilities, because, we believe that that's one thing people don't get to see,
Totally.
about the growth and being a platform artist, or really the career trajectories that are possible.
Well, and it's really interesting. And if you can, producer Bob, if you can put that up on the screen for me for just a second as we're chatting about it. I think you hit it, is that most people don't even understand what sort of career and opportunities exist. I mean, even for me, it's like, I'm looking at this, it's like, when you look at it, $57 billion in sales in the beauty industry, right? Hundreds and thousands of, the $1.2 million salons that are locally owned by people from the beauty industry. And I looked at this on here too. Great stat. By 2028, employment of barbers, hairstylists, and cosmetologists are going to be growing by over 8%. Like, this industry is not going anywhere, right? Like, there are so many great things out on it that are just in play with this. It's just silly. And I think, to your point, is there's so many people who don't understand that, like, they can be platform artists, or they can be, work with celebrities, or they can, own businesses. And I think sometimes they just go, well, I'm interested in that. But, like Doug was mentioning, that that the industry just shows that you can't make very much money in there. And it's like, you kind of have to be exposed to the industry to know it's there. Right. Mm-hmm. And so I think this whole idea of it's time to make your mark and like impact the industry is really powerful. What are some other stats, Lauren, that you've seen that are just really powerful that people should be aware of in what you guys are doing and how it's connecting with people?
I certainly have a lot of scholarship stats to share. The Make Your Mark is what?
Oh, sorry to cut you off there. I said, whatever you got, please let me know. I'd love to either hear scholarships or on Make Your Mark. Let me know.
Yeah, so I'll stick with the Make Your Mark. So it's a brand new campaign. We're driving close to 8,000 new visitors per month. So this is all done through Instagram, Facebook advertising. And we're really just targeting people who see beauty as a hobby and are super involved, but have maybe never considered it a career possibility before. Mm-hmm. So our goal there is to really just capture their attention and show them that it is possible to turn their dreams into a career. And then our hope, once we sort of hook them in, is to lead them to apply for a scholarship so that they can have that education funded.
Yeah, that would be huge. So obviously the goal of it's time to make your mark is awareness for the industry, letting kids that are checking it out, or even adults that really are unhappy with their career choice. I was listening to this Joe Rogan thing this morning, and it was just, this motivational speech by Joe Rogan. He said, do you know how many people sit and hate their lives every single day, and they go to work and they look forward to the most mundane parts of their day because they hate what they do every single day. And I can't tell you, and Doug, this firsthand, man, for being in the industry with your family for so long, but it's like, there's not one person that I know who is in the beauty industry that hates what they do every single day, and they do it because they have to do it. Like, that's not what the beauty industry is about ever. I never see anybody like, oh God, if I have to talk to one more guest or cut some hair one more day, I really wish I would go get another job and do something that I love. You never hear that in this industry. It just doesn't exist. You know what I mean? And I think it's because people choose this industry because they love it so much, and they love it beyond all, anything else they could do. And I think and they find ways to make money from it. that's what Doug and I are about, right? Is making sure that if you do something that you love every single day, you should get rewarded handsomely for doing it. I think that's just such a big part of it. So how can people get involved? How can people, let's talk about scholarships for a second. Where do people go to apply for the scholarships? If they want to turn people onto it, and how could salon owners help support you on either side, either on the Make Your Mark or the Beauty Changes Live side? What do you think?
Yeah, so I think salon owners and stylists that work in salons are so crucial to both movements, because we know that when people are starting to take those first steps into the industry and they're sort of, starting to research, the first person they're going to ask is their stylist. The first person they're going to ask is their esthetician. Yeah. So for everyone to just, number one, know that these resources exist, and when people come to you, point them our way. So if someone is interested in beauty careers and, needs to sort of get a little bit more information and education on what it takes, what the process to go to school is, send them to itstimeToMakeYourMark.com. If you know that they're ready to take the leap, then you can send them there and we'll lead them over to Beauty Changes Lives, or you can just send them to beautychangeslives.org. The first thing you see when you land on our page is apply for scholarships. They click that, they will see what's available. Every time someone lands on our website, we have scholarships available. So we work really hard to make sure that there is always funding available 12 months out of the year.
That's huge. And so if somebody wanted to get involved and help out with funding or make a donation or anything like that, where would they go to do that?
They would go to beautychangeslives.org. There's a big donate button. We also make that very easy. So just click there. And then you can choose an amount, where you want your funds to go, what program, all that good stuff.
Yeah, super awesome. And I do see you can either start a scholarship, you can, just be a regular donor and just contribute to it to have some of that information. Yep. Thanks, Molly, for putting that up in the chat for me. She got some of that up there. Beautychangeslives.org is going up right now. And so you guys can see that in a couple different places. What would you hope is the wrong word. What is your goal, Lauren, in going forward? What would you like to see change in the industry in the next 5 to 10 years in your mind?
That's such a big question.
I know. I thought I'd just, at the end of the podcast, drop you with a big one.
I think my dream stays constant, and it is that when someone goes to their family or to a guardian and says, I think I want to be a hairstylist, they say, awesome, let's go look at a school. Because I hear the stories of people over and over again who are pushed out of this career, and experience that myself. That's my story. My parents bribed me with 4-year college in order to go to cosmetology school. And I held them to it because I knew that this is what I wanted to do. So that's my forever dream, is that this would become a respected profession in the same way that, being a chef has shifted over the last 10 years. Totally. So I would love to see that.
Yeah, here's what I would just say. It's going to take a long road, but it's a very worthy road to travel on. And this is not a job. I hope you guys all catch this as you're listening to today's show. And I hope that you guys that are on with us today, watching or listening, look at this and go, we as a industry deserve to make this shift, right? To your point, like as a professional chef, as other things, and it's going to take a lot. It's going to take some television. It's going to take some media. It's going to take, people behind the chair. To your point, the first person they're going to ask is their hairstylist. Hey, do you make a lot of money doing this? And if the hairstylist is like, oh no, I live paycheck to paycheck and I barely make money and I live on my tips. Like, that's not doing anybody any favors either. Which is why we exist as the High Performance Salon Academy, is to make sure. I mean, we were just, people were just saying this is the best industry on planet Earth. We were seeing people make, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in our group just this last week. And it's like, there are such amazing stories that deserve to be told. Lauren, I'm just glad that you guys are there helping people make that transition, learn more about it, and just, continue to be fighting the good fight with us here and helping to make this industry a better place. Doug, anything you want to say as we wrap up, man, about this?
I just think it's another great tool to go along with the mission of changing the way people perceive this industry. Because I think that the industry just gets better and better, because there's so many people that would have been great for this industry and the industry would have been great for them that have taken a different choice, and that's the heartbreaking part. So hopefully with this and what we're doing, we can change some of that, and people can be who they're supposed to be and experience the life they're supposed to experience. So thank you, Lauren, for y'all's participation and for everything that you're doing.
Can't wait to do more with you, Lauren, as we go forward into the future. And I want to see the same thing. I want to see a dad turn to his kid and go, I would love for you to be in this career because I know how much money can be made. I just, whether it's a dad, mom, guardian, like you said, or anybody else, somebody to high five them, or even people in the school say like, hey, I heard that's pretty amazing. And I'd love to see you do that. So thanks for being on today. Again, guys, do me a favor, go on to beautychangeslives.org, or it's time to make your mark. It's time to make your mark.com and check out more information online. You can find Lauren on either of those places. And thanks, Lauren, for being on today. Appreciate you. Appreciate all that you do. All right, guys, have a great week. Bye for now.
Right.
Thanks for listening to the Evo Revo podcast. Today's podcast was brought to you by Salon Scale, allowing you to charge by what you know, not by what you feel. Please subscribe, leave us a review, and you can always get more information, including show notes and the video episodes at evorevopodcast.com.